I'm Vinny Politan. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. And we're beginning closing arguments tonight a little differently than we normally do because we want to get right into this story because I have so much video and audio to share with you tonight, plus expert analysis. And last night on this program, we talked about Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. It was the one-year anniversary of that verdict. And I think we all can agree that the nature of this relationship was extremely toxic, and these two people never should be together ever again. Tonight is a story about another couple with a relationship that was even more toxic, more violent, and ended with much more tragedy. One half of the couple dead, the other charged with murder. Tonight, the story of Courtney Clenney and Christian Obumseli. A social media sensation, now a suspected killer. 26-year-old Courtney Taylor Clenney is charged with second-degree murder in the death of her 27-year-old boyfriend, Christian Obumseli.
The chief medical examiner of Miami-Dade County determined that Christian's cause of death was a stab to the chest. Christian was stabbed as the knife punctured the subclavian artery in his right chest.
It all happened following a fight at the couple's luxury apartment in Miami's upscale Edgewater neighborhood. And prosecutors say fights were common in this volatile relationship.
Evidence gathered during the investigation of Christian's death showed that since November of 2020, he and the defendant, Clenney, had been involved in an extremely tempestuous and combative relationship.
The prosecutor's office would later release text messages where Obumseli confronts Clenney for slashing him with a knife more than once. They also released secret audio recordings taken by the victim.
Don't touch me!
What is going on? Like, what are you gonna get this mad at me when I'm apologizing to you?
No, Christian.
Like, you're thinking I'm doing it on
Drop your attitude. Drop your high pitch.
Okay, I'm not doing it on purpose.
You told Sahara, you know well, the right thing to do is to tell me.
Yes, and I am so sorry.
So shut up and let me slap you.
Officials say their apartment building management received so many complaints about their loud fights, they came close to being evicted. Building cameras captured this fight in February, just weeks before Obumseli was killed. Clenney's attorney notes that the elevator video does not depict the events leading up to the altercation, and in a statement said Obumseli was the abuser, the worst kind of abuser. He would manipulate and abuse Courtney in private when he thought nobody was around. Her attorney claims she was acting in self-defense after Obumseli attacked her. In his statement to Court TV, Frank Prieto states, "It is an absolute injustice to charge a victim of domestic violence and human trafficking with a crime." He went on to say, "We will vigorously defend Courtney and clear her of this unfounded and baseless charge." This body cam footage was taken the day before the stabbing.
Right now, like, I have not always been a victim, but like right now, I'm a freaking victim in the situation. I'm scared to go downstairs.
All right, so what do you want to say?
I want to be like, I want to be like exonerated, I guess, of like anything wrong. And I want him. Okay, let's start here. I want a restraining order against Christian Obumseli.
The OnlyFans star first rose to fame as a bodybuilder.
My name is Courtney Taylor, and I'm about 8 days out from my first show, the NPC West Coast Classic. And today we're going to hit some back and vice, so let's get started.
She soon became a social media celebrity with some 2 million followers on Instagram, where she frequently posted pictures of the man she's now accused of murdering.
This homicide has gained some notoriety since the defendant, Clenney, is an internet social media personality and influencer under the name of Courtney Taylor.
Now Clenney is finding that her fame has a downside.
Yeah, you should go, because you just killed your boyfriend. Yeah, you did.
This was a relationship filled with violence. Lots of violence. They're so young, they've got lots of money, but at the root of whatever brought them together was all of this lashing out. And it's hard to understand, right? Unless you're in it. You know that this takes place all the time, but it's hard to understand why. Why would it happen in this relationship? Is it just jealousy? Are there other things going on here? Now, all that will be fleshed out during the course of the trial. But at the heart of this relationship, you wonder, two people found each other. There was some sort of connection for whatever reason, moved from Texas, came to Florida, living in a $12,000 a month apartment, right? Life should be good, but it wasn't. It was filled with violence. And she killed him. That's clear. That is absolutely clear. She killed him, took his life with a knife. Now, she's got a defense, self-defense, other things, but she killed Christian. Undeniable fact in this case. This isn't a whodunit. Not a whodunit. It's what was going on and what caused this and what happened in the moment, what was happening in that relationship. These are all the things we're going to go through this hour. But it was clear from the moment it happened that she is the one who killed him. And she was interviewed and spoke to police. We're going to show you the video. Spoke to police, laid it out. There's a history here as well with a little bit of research. But here's the part that I think frustrated a lot of people. From the time she killed Christian, talked to police and everything else, it was 128 days before she was arrested for it. Again, what domestic violence world do we live where there's violence in the household, someone is stabbed to death, and it takes 128 days to make an arrest? What was going on here? Well, let me show you that police interview, right? She's interviewed right after this happens. What is she saying here that would prevent an arrest immediately? Let's take a listen.
Like I said, a little bit blur. I was doing laundry and watching a Christina Randall, or listening to a Christina Randall video, and tried to call my mom. She didn't answer the first time. And then he came back with a Subway sandwich. Before he left, he recited exactly what I wanted. And I said, I'll text what I want to you. And he said, I know what you want. I said, no, you don't. He recited it to me before he left. And he got it perfectly right.
Okay.
And then he left. I guess he went to go bike over there. That's just what he said. I don't know if he walked or biked, but he told me he's going to bike personally.
Like a bicycle?
Yeah.
Okay.
He came back. And I said something about, like, oh, are you going to, like, reshare your location with me? Like, did you and share it? And he said, yeah, I shared it. And I was like, oh, when did you do that? And he goes, the other day, like, when you were done with me. And I was like, okay, well, fair enough. Like, reshare it. And then he told, they kind of, like, turned into, like, a little, like, argument or something. And then he told me to reshare mine, and I was like, okay, yeah, I will. And then I didn't do it immediately. He asked me about it again. And I don't know what I was thinking, but it just said something about, well, what if I'm somewhere you don't want me to be?
Okay.
Which I wouldn't have been. I love him. But just like, maybe you don't want to know where I am. I guess maybe it'll just like hurt him because he was pressing me. And he ended up pinning me against the wall. And then, I said like choking me on the floor. It's just like, he looked at my neck and I was like, I'm not saying like choking me like, whatever. But he had my like neck, and this happened twice before, where I couldn't breathe and I was on the floor. Yeah. I could not breathe. And I don't think that he was trying to kill me, but I was scared. And all 3 times I have been scared. So yeah, I'm on the floor in heavy pins. and lets me up. I'm on the get my mom on the phone, and I'm just trying to really remember. Hey, my mom on the phone, and I remember she was standing like against the couch. Like we were obviously it was a big deal at this point. So this happened like over by the door and somehow moved like over into the living room. We were standing by the couch, facing toward the kitchen. I was in the kitchen. And then he just I could see all the whites in his eyes, and he was like coming at me. And so I grabbed one of these knives. My mom got me for Christmas. I grabbed one of them. And I was like, I swear to God. I swear to God. It was just I grab and be like, don't come anywhere closer to me. Because earlier, I couldn't breathe, and it's very scary. And I just think just like this kind of thing where I was saying do you know if he's okay? If he's choking me and he's angry enough, he might this is different, I think. But if he's choking me or pinning me or something and I can't breathe, he might go too long. So I grab a knife and I said, don't come anywhere closer to me. I had absolutely no intention of using it. I'm on the phone with my mom, and he's coming at me like he's going to grab either the phone or the knife or something. And so I was just I was like, don't come any closer. Coming at me, and I threw it. And I meant for it to go.
How far away was he?
Well, I was by my fridge, and he was by the edge of one of the chairs of the sofa.
Okay. Comparing to what
10 feet? I'm trying to think in my head.
I threw it at him, 10 feet away. That was the story. Oh, she's got the story about being a victim there and being choked and all that. I'm sure they're taking that into consideration. But I'm just wondering if it was a woman who was stabbed and it was a man who had the knife, would it have taken 128 days to get to the bottom of it? Let me bring a special guest joining me in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. The lawyer representing the Obumseli family, Kimberly Wall, joins us. Kimberly, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me.
The Obumseli family, how have they handled all of this from the 128 days to where we are now, losing Christian and then waiting for justice?
This has been an extremely difficult process for them. Not only did they have to suffer the most horrific type of loss, but then they did have to almost be re-victimized waiting for justice. Thankfully, the state attorney's office, the police, did the right thing. They arrested her, and she is where she should be right now, behind bars. Society is safer because she is there, and the family is looking forward to the successful prosecution because what happened to Christian cannot happen to anybody else. And they're just thankful that this process has finally moved forward.
Did they have any idea the level of violence in this relationship and what was happening?
Unfortunately, when you have domestic violence like this, of this nature, it's very common when the male is a victim of domestic violence that the family is not going to know that, because that's what really plays into it. When males are victims of domestic violence, it's not something that they really are, unfortunately, proud of. So it's something that they are going to hide and downplay because it's not common. If you're a male, you have that kind of, personality that you don't want people to know that this horrific thing is happening. So it did come as a surprise to the family, because Christian had started moving kind of further away from the family as the relationship with Courtney had progressed. And now they understand why, because he was hiding this from them, and they would have tried to put an end to it and stop it. And he unfortunately was just in this kind of endless cycle that he was not able to rid himself of until the worst tragedy that could happen unfortunately occurred.
Did the family ever meet Courtney? Did he ever bring her around? I don't know, holidays, birthdays, visits? Did they ever see them together? Did they ever meet her?
That was actually one of the strange things in their relationship. You know, Christian was very, very close with their family. But as soon as he had started dating Courtney, he did start to pull away from the family. And they hadn't met her. They knew about her, but he didn't bring her home to holidays. He started spending the holidays with Courtney instead of coming home. And the family did start to see that distance.
Did the family have any idea what Courtney did? And I'm not judging people allowed to make money however they want to make money in this world, as long as it's legal. But did they know what she was doing to make money in all of this? Did they have any idea that that was going on?
I think, again, the details of that might not have been completely known. I mean, they of course saw her on social media, him on social media, but the details specifically, I think that's something that I mean, look, Christian was a grown man at that point, so they weren't asking him all of those details of his life. As long as they thought was happy and healthy, they were letting him live his life. Of course, now hindsight is 20/20, and when you look back at it, Monday morning quarterback, there were a lot of signs there that unfortunately is just very typical of domestic violence, especially when it is the male who is the victim.
Absolutely. I want to take a listen to a little piece of the 911 call that was made after Christian had been stabbed. Let's take a listen.
Ma'am, listen to me. You need to stop screaming on the line and give me the address.
I'm gonna die. I can't feel my arm. I can't feel my arm.
Ma'am,
my boyfriend is dying of a stab.
ma'am.
Tough stuff. Kimberly, we're out of time, but send our best to the family, and let's stay in contact as we continue to track this case as we get closer and closer, ultimately, to a trial and some sense of justice in all this. Thanks so much.
Absolutely. Thank you.